So I was checking out some comments, and brothers are starting to get deep with the subject. Finally, at last, at long last, because one of the problems that we have, family, is that we do not talk seriously in a serious way. Now, that's not to say we don't talk seriously. You know, we talk seriously about a whole bunch of shit, but we don't talk seriously about what we need to talk about. See, I really don't think brothers are like combing their hair the right way right now. And what I mean by that is, you know what Brother Larry is talking about, but you really don't understand what Brother Larry is talking about. Brother Larry is kind of trying to get you to realize that a whole lot of the ways that you react to things is a product of a systematic treatment designed to produce fear in you. Now, perhaps I could say that a different way, but I really need you to just grasp the fundamentals of what I'm saying, because once you grasp the fundamentals of what I'm trying to express to you, this is going to open your mind to a whole lot of things that you see that you really did not connect to this same thing. I'm not just talking about a word, and I'm not really just talking about a behavior, right? You see, you'll notice that you have individuals who will define the word nigger. They'll tell you, oh, niggas lazy, niggas ignorant, niggas. No, no, no. None of that is correct. What's correct about that is listen carefully. Listen carefully to what I'm about to say. What is important about that people think nigga means ignorant, nigga means lazy, nigga means bad, or whatever, is the social dynamic that occurred at the same time that you were being called nigga. Now, they forced ignorance on the people. They forbade them to learn, punished them if they caught them trying to learn how to read. They forbade them to learn. They forced ignorance on them. So when you say nigga means ignorant, keep in mind that they forced the people to be ignorant. Remember now, I told y'all that sociologists will tell you about wish fulfillment. See, that's wish fulfillment. They tell you that a nigga is ignorant, and then they don't let you learn. Thus, establishing the truth of the statement. You understand? Now, nigga doesn't have a meaning in that regard. Continuing on, they tell you niggas are lazy. Right. So, you mean to tell me for hundreds of years, they made a business of employing lazy people for free. So there was no productivity. You see, what happened there was, for a long time, a prolonged time, they had the ability to require you to work without compensation. When that no longer became the case, they began to speak of you in disparaging terms. Oh, you lazy, you shiftless, you don't want to work. You don't want to work for free. You see? What we see is psychology being employed. Once again, wish fulfillment. Now, you tell me that during enslavement, the people who were forced to work for free were lazy. Those people were whipped, punished, starved, abused, raped, tortured, murdered, hung on trees, left to rot, had their heads cut off and placed on stakes, feet cut off, hands cut off, ears cut off, mouths chained shut. All the while, those holding them in bondage were getting rich. Now, you mean to tell me they were getting rich because the people they were holding in bondage and forcing to work were lazy, didn't produce? Once again, it's the psychology. You see, it's the same psychology that you hear and see when you watch the news and you hear reports of black on black crime. Now, I'm not telling you that there's no such thing. I'm telling you that I've never heard a newscaster, I've never heard a news report, I've never read a news story, and I've never seen anyone post about white on white crime, Italian on Italian crime, Chinese on Chinese crime, Spanish on Spanish crime, Puerto Rican on Puerto Rican crime, Dominican on Dominican crime. I've never seen those words placed together in a published story. So, once again, the psychology that we are dealing with seeks to disparage your character. Why? We live in a society wherein which individuals have so much wealth that they are living luxurious lives. I'm talking about swimming pools inside the house type lives, right? Now, I'm not talking about the material aspect. I'm talking about for them to live luxurious lives, someone else has to be living in misery and poverty. That's what I'm talking about. See, I'm not talking about the swimming pool. Brother Larry's not a fish. I don't even go swimming. I used to do that when I was younger, when it was exciting. go to the beach and see half-naked girls. But as an adult, stay the hell away from the water. It's shit in the water that eat people. They've been eating black people for hundreds of years while they was crossing us over that ocean and throwing us in. So they kind of got a taste for us. So I stay out the water. Real talk. Now, the thing of it is, when you go deeper than, like Brother Sarah Sutin City says, the Band-Aid on the shotgun blast. See, Brother Larry not trying to Band-Aid the wound. Brother Larry not trying to treat the wound. Brother Larry trying to tell you that you have a wound. You see? This wound is psychological. And Brother Larry can't treat that wound for you. Brother Larry treated that wound for himself. You see, Brother Larry woke the fuck up. Snapped right out of it. I do not see the world the way they show it to me. I do not see their version of reality. Their version of reality is contrary to what I deem to be life. You understand? The planet is big. The planet is big enough for my people to have a place in it. That's what Brother Larry wants. And I'm not just talking about being content in America. See, when you really listen to what Brother Larry talking about, Brother Larry want back his ancestral land. Now, strangely enough, it was a white guy who asked me if my staff had any significance. My answer was, of course. Want back my ancestral lands. There is only one way to get back our ancestral lands, family. We have to request them as a people. They're not going to give it all back to me. But they know it's our land because they know they took it. They hit our ancestors in the head and sold us to the Europeans on the damn coast. Now, I know y'all get tired of me saying that, but it's the truth. You understand? What I need y'all to do is reconcile this shit with reality because it's the truth. The fact that you don't know it is disturbing to me because they know it. You understand? I really have conversations, family, off of the camera with people from all over the continent of Africa. I got into a heated debate. Interesting as hell, but heated debate with a brother from Gambia because, you know, you see the videos I posted with Adam. Brothers in Gambia, they be niggering themselves up. You understand? Because they are influenced by us. It's not that they're niggas, it's that they are influenced by us. Sometimes it is infuriating to me because, look, I was away from the culture for a significant period of time. And being outside of the culture allows you to see the culture moving throughout the world. Now you say, well, How could you see it moving throughout the world from inside a cage? Y'all gotta learn how to use y'all minds for real. This is not just a place where you like deposit information. It's not just a store for knowledge. You understand? If you utilize your mind and your mental capabilities correctly, you can see the world. This is real. You just have to be able to think constructively, rationally, and purposefully. You have to intend to see what you command your mind to show you. This is real. Now, some people say, oh, it's being in tune with yourself. Some people say, oh, that's deep meditation. No, what it is, some people tell you it's the pineal gland. What I tell you, it is your imagination. The thing that separates our species from other species on the planet is that we can take that imagination and implement that imagination and bring it into the physical world. Now, so far, I really need you to know that I respect what white people call the animal kingdom. I don't call it that. I just call it life. You understand? Because I know that I'm a part of it. So I respect life and the various cultures that the various creatures on this planet have developed. And yes, they have developed cultures too. Ants have culture. Bees have culture. You understand? What do you think birds be building nests for? That's culture. Who do you think taught a bird how to build a goddamn house? It's culture. Some little animals, they look at other animals and then they go take their shit. You understand? Got a lot of that people in them. Or people got a lot of that creature in them. What I need you to understand is that we are just another life form on the planet. I don't mind when people have high opinions of themselves, and think they came from like Star Zoom and that they zoomed down here to be amongst us. I don't have a problem when people think like that, because I imagine that when a lion is biting on some shit, that the lion is thinking all kind of superior shit. When a cheetah is running some shit down, the cheetah probably thinking, you don't know who I am, you can't get away from me. You understand? Because it's an aggressive culture that they have developed. They run shit down and bite it and eat it raw. Now, we on the other hand, we still got people. See, this is why I tell you, all people not the same. And people get mad at me. I got some white people that post on my channel right now. They kind of upset with me. They talking about some slave mentality. So white people, they do not understand. They have never understood. They've always been confused. And in their confusion, they have just unleashed violence on people. White people are just confused, right? For the most part. Not all of them. Some of them can think and get shit. They can see and reason and rationalize and understand reality. But as a whole, as a culture, they're confused about a lot of shit. That's why when, quote unquote terrorists try to get at their ass, they're confused. You understand? Oh, why are they trying to blow us up? Why are they doing that to us? Because they're confused. Because they go around the world doing shit to people. And when people try to do it back, they're confused. So that's them. We cannot afford to be confused. Okay? Because we are not playing on the winning team. When you're on the winning team, you can be confused. You can be an idiot and still make it to the top. I'm not picking on anybody in particular, but George Bush comes to mind. So does Dan Quayle. Right? And I don't care what my fellow white citizens say. Ronald Reagan was an actor. He was just playing a part. Now, how Hollywood do you have to be? You go from playing with a monkey, Bobo, the chimpanzee, and riding a horse, Ronnie the Ray Gun, to president. You see? He was an actor. He was acting. He was playing his part. Now, you'll note that he is remembered fondly. He took a bullet for the cause. They sent a crazy white guy after him. And yeah, the white people get mad at me for saying crazy white guy too. Let me aside for a second, family. My fellow white citizens, some of you are crazy as batshit. You fantasize about being knights in shining armor, vampires, and all kind of sick shit. This is what you see in your mind as your culture, being Vikings and shit. Now, when you lose your mind, you then take your weapons that you legally possess and your ammunition that you legally ordered over the internet, and you try to kill everybody. Your wife, your kids, your grandma, your classmates, before killing yourself. You are crazy as batshit. There should be an island where they put you as soon as they identify that you have a defect, because it is only a matter of time before that defect triggers your antisocial behavior, that which Brother Larry calls white personality disorder, WPD. Yeah, they have it. Now, I mean, that's just what's real. Now, some people, my people, objected to me speaking to you in this manner, crazy white people. But, see, Brother Larry understands that if you speak nicely to crazy white people, they tend to go away. But when you talk rude and crude and offensive, that's interesting, because that is actually the definition of bore. Those white people in South Africa, if you look up bore, it'll tell you rude, crude, and offensive. Yeah, that's what they say about themselves. Now, back to what I was saying, right? Never mind. Crazy white people, just understand. Brother Larry talks about what Brother Larry talks about because that's what Brother Larry talks about. If you don't want to hear what Brother Larry talking about, why are you stalking Brother Larry? I mean, how many other black guys make videos on YouTube that you can go and stalk? Not just me. What did I do to deserve to be tortured by your presence? Well, yeah, maybe I did a few things. So that's how I look at it, right? So family, Understand, me being tormented by crazy white people on YouTube and crazy ass fuckers disguising their voice and pretending to be faggots and all this shit, right? All that shit there, that's just par for the course. Of course, some of those people might be official people, and they may be saying what they're saying because they don't want Brother Larry saying what he's saying, that we are not niggas. Consider the fact, someone says, can that help with the economy? You damn right it can. Can it help with religion? You damn right it can. It can help with everything. The reason it can help with everything is because it can help you. Y'all don't get this box. Look, the goddamn box this big. It's not a big box. It's a little ass box. You understand? It's a little ass box. That's what they have reduced your world to. A little damn box. Now, I'm not telling you to think outside the box. I'm telling you to get the fuck out the box. Now, I mean, I could sit here all day, and trust me, it means that much to me to sit here all day and explain this to you. Because I know once this shit clicks in your mind, you are going to be so thankful to Brother Larry. It happened to me. You understand? It was like 1 second I was you, and the next second I was me. You know, like, oh shit. Really? I'm telling you, once it clicks, you're going to be like, ask some of the brothers that know that it happened to. You understand? I'm not taking credit for nothing. You understand? Just ask some of the brothers that it happened to, some of the sisters that it happened to. They look at their children a different way. Do you know that we got black people calling their children niggas like fucking slave masters? You understand? Get mad at the kids and chasing the bed like they about to whip them like the overseer. Come here, little nigga. You understand? Do you know we have black people talking to their children like that? Can you imagine the psychological damage they are going to do to that child? What happens when a child begins to learn about the slave experience in America? Made that shit sound like a commercial, right? What happens when a child begins to learn that you whipping on him and saying that that's the only thing he understands is a direct damn quote from the slave master, whipping your ancestor, saying that that's the only thing they understood? What are you going to do when your child begins to learn the truth? I mean, think about it. Think about what happened when you learned there was no Santa Claus, no Tooth Fairy, no Easter Bunny, none of that bullshit that they told you. Think about how you felt when you found out they was lying to you. What the hell you lying to me for? Putting a quarter under my pillow while I'm sleeping and taking my tooth. You understand? What are you trying to make real in the mind of your child when you do not tell the child the truth? Knowing that the child has to grow to deal with the truth. It's not like it's going away. It's not like we doing anything about it. What do you tell your child? I've heard news stories. I've seen guys like Attorney General Eric Holder talk about conversations he has had to have with his son based on the Trayvon Martin incident. Family, Trayvon Martin incident happened like a couple of years ago, right? How long we been going through this bullshit in America? How long have we been going through this bullshit in America? So the Attorney General, black man, lawyer, prosecutor, had to speak to his 15-year-old son, 15, about the dangers that he faces going out into society because of other people's perceptions or misperceptions of him because of what happened to young Trayvon Martin. Now, I'm not saying that it's disingenuous, family. I'm saying it's hyperbolistic. It's an exaggeration. Because I tell youngsters all the time, listen, youngin', you're not tougher than the car. Why are you trying to scare the car? What? Look at your face. Look at the way you looking at the car. You trying to scare the car because you walking across the street in traffic? The person on the inside of the car, I see youngsters do it all the time too. They be daring each other to do that stupid shit. What I need you to understand is that a white person can run your dumb ass over, pull over, call 911 and say that shit was an accident and nothing will happen to them. Nothing. You understand? The insurance rates won't even go up. So while it may be like a test of your courage to walk out in the traffic, it's some stupid shit to do. So now I've had occasion where I've mentioned that to youngsters and gotten cussed out. Oh, mother, mind your business. You understand? And I'm like, how is it that I like you more than you like yourself? And I keep it moving. Leave them with that to think about. How is it that Brother Larry, who don't even know you, is more concerned about you than you are about yourself? And I keep it moving. Because sometimes, family, all you have to do is plant the seed. The rain will water that shit. You understand? And it might grow, might not. You will observe that an acorn, if it falls on fertile ground in the right place, will turn into an oak tree. And if that same acorn falls in the wrong place, it's going to turn into squirrel shit. So while the acorn has the potential to be an oak tree, it also has the potential to be squirrel shit. Whereas some of our young brothers, who people write off and disregard, have the potential to snap out of that shit and become very productive, very useful members of society, our society, for our benefit. But they have to have a sense of purpose, family. I can't give it to them alone. I can tell them what they need to see, need to think, need to stop thinking in order to be headed in that direction. Brothers like Dr. Claude Anderson has constructive plans that he's implementing. And Brother Larry endorses that. You understand? See, a problem we have is that we try to do everything. We try to have all the answers to all the questions. See, Brother Larry don't have all the answers to all the questions. Brother Larry got that character, that mental question covered. Got it down pat. That niggeritis, Brother Larry understands that. Brother Larry knows what that is. Brother Larry has seen that. Brother Larry used to employ that. Brother Larry used to be that. Brother Larry understands that from head to toe. This is why Brother Larry tells you to let it go. And you don't think that'll make things better. But I'm telling you, that is the beginning of the rest of your life. The rest of your real life. Because as long as you think you are a nigga, you are not really living. You don't believe me? You don't believe me? Ask around. People tell you, yo man, I used to be a nigga man, but now I'm better? Sane is more like it. They once had me twisted, but I straightened myself out. Know what I mean? It's like people with religion. You know, people with religion, they think they got the ultimate truth, the final answer, the all, the be all and end all of the all. So they tell you about it. Well, Brother Larry think he got that too. Only difference is, I'm not asking you to join me. I'm asking you to become you. Stop being what they made you. Stop being what they enslaved. Stop letting them trick you into acting other than yourself. You know that we couldn't have built a damn thing on the continent of Africa if we acted the way that we act now. So you know this shit is ass backwards. You know that it has been turned around. I told you before, in psychological war, things get to be turned around. Have you thinking things that are not correct. Diametric opposite. Got you thinking you a nigga. You not a nigga. Got you thinking you ain't rose no higher than slavery. You've come a long way. You shit. City. Didn't you take your ass to Egypt? You think you could have went to Egypt when they had your ass enslaved? What you did? Massa? I want to go see the pyramid, Massa. Next vacation, Massa. Can we go see the pyramid, Massa? You wasn't going to Egypt during slavery, Seti. That's just ridiculous. Hyperbolistic. Ludicrous. Theatrical speech. Know what I mean? See, Brother Larry ain't getting theatrical with you. It's not necessary. Brother Larry wants you to actually listen. Because Brother Larry thinks you got some potential. Now, there are others who don't think you have any potential. You see, they only hear what you're saying. They only see you yelling and screaming. You know? See, Brother Larry thinking differently. And the rest of the world kind of fits into the way that I think. Which means there's a small part of the world that's out of sync. That's the part I'm talking to. And I'm not trying to like tell you that your life is all wrong. Just your perception about some things. And it's not your fault. This was something that was done deliberately to us. This was a crime. You understand? This took centuries to happen. This wasn't like you get hit over the head and wake up and your money gone type of crime. This was a you get hit in the head and you wake up and everything is gone kind of crime. your reality. Everything you knew, everything you thought you knew, gone. And a whole new horror show to replace it. Why you don't see that there has been some psychological damage as a result, and that trauma is being passed from generation to generation in the language and in the behavior. It's getting into the behavior because individuals are allowed to do it unchallenged. In a community family, the community would not have it. In a community family, the community would not have it. So, once again, I tell you, people tell me, oh, that's the pot calling the kettle black. No, this is Brother Larry, the man. Brother Larry, the child, thought and behaved like a child. Went the wrong way. And got stuck out there too because it was fun. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Religious people tell you the road to hell is paved with, you know what I mean? It was a lot of fun. And I'm not telling you that it was hell. That's where it takes you, one way or the other. And I don't mean no spooky hell. I just mean like a prison cell. Or a box in the ground. Either one of which is hell for somebody in my position. Look at me sitting here talking to you on camera. Now imagine me in a cell in a box. That shit's hell. Okay? So now, the words we use sometimes, because they come from religiosity, they carry those religious implications. Right? The same place though. Remember, it's a fantasy place anyway. So, in any event, that's what Brother Larry had to say today. Brother Larry had 43 minutes of uninterrupted talk. Now, I don't hear any music, which sounds really weird to me.